Welcome into FanDuel TV. Happy Thursday. They're on the course for round one at the Scottish Open. Links Golf scores are low, and Rory McIlroy with a good chance of defending.
56 days till the start of the NFL season. We're looking at futures markets. Which teams can go from being the worst to first in their division?
We'll be taking it back to the pitch. The stage is set for the finals. We've got the final of the European Championship and Copa America set for Sunday afternoon. That's Megan Payton. I'm Dubs Anderson, coming to you live from our Los Angeles studios, and we have a loaded Thursday on tap. We are jumping in and we are playing the ponies. Yes, live horse racing, live sports this hour. We'll also be taking a look at all the big games for the afternoon and dishing our best bets as we do.
We've got a same game parlay coming up in the MLB. It's north of plus 500.
Ooh.
We're on a bit of a streak, so let's keep it going there. Before we switch gears to the MLB, let's talk Euros. England gets the win 2-1 against the Netherlands. Harry Kane gets the penalty kick, his sixth knockout goal in the Euro tournament. He now leads in knockout goals. What did you make of England's win?
This was the quintessential performance here for Gareth Southgate and the lads. And what we needed to see were adjustments being made. So for the Dutch, they started strong, but it was when Harry Kane actually got hooked. Yes, he scored that penalty to set the tone at one apiece there, but when he comes off, Ollie Watkins came on. This rejuvenated the English side, and that's always been the knock against Gareth Southgate and Harry Kane. Should he stay out there for the duration of the match? We know the experience that he brings out there to the park, but for me, that's what we had to see yesterday. It worked in favour for England, and they'll now square off against Spain on Sunday afternoon. England, prior to what we saw yesterday, did not have the firepower to get on the front foot and tackle a Spain there in the final. But what we saw, they're playing with such swag. We've seen it from Jude Bellingham, from Saka, and Ollie Watkins just bringing that spark. They need more of that on Sunday. Spain have got the pieces. England has the depth, and I really do think it's going to be a battle of attrition. Two heavyweights squaring off on foreign soil. For England to go on the road and make it into such a big dance, this is a really special spot.
Eurofinals are set. Spain versus England. Spain is favorite. They've got the young superstar, 16-year-old Yamal. Is that going to be enough for Spain to get the victory?
I think that's going to be their best chance. They've got to score early. I like the bet again, both teams to score. They're going to be a lot of desperation for both countries. This is what it means. It's all on the line. The Euros, the finals of the Euros over there in Berlin. So what a stage we have set here. And I would argue Spain has certainly been the best team, but for England, I was really buoyed by that performance that we saw there yesterday against the Netherlands. So if Spain are the shortest price on the board, I think England are absolutely live with Gareth Southgate making the right adjustments in the 75th, 80th money. It's going to come down to the final bet.
Let's move on. We've got Copa America also happening at the same time. Colombia versus Uruguay. Colombia gets the win, 1-0. And now Colombia has had 28 straight wins, 12 goals. It's the most since they did it all back in 2001. That's when they won it all. We saw Jefferson with the header. He found the net there. And they even had to do this with 10 players on the field after the red flag comes out. What did you make of Colombia's win?
I mean, this was a hostile game. It was a hostile environment. After that final whistle, Uruguay held 61% of the possession. They lose a player there in the 45th minute there for Colombia, but they managed to hold on. They didn't even park the bus. They were still getting some quality shots off moving into that second half, so with some really strong ball movement. This was a great game, but 7 yellow cards, 1 red. It was very, very physical out there. And then afterwards, we saw the players spilling in to the stands, something you never want to see in professionals. You don't want to see it anywhere. There should be no brawling, especially at some of these professional sporting events. But yes, for Colombia, they now make it through to square off against Argentina and the maestro in Messi.
That was crazy, though, going back to last night's game. You never want to see the fans get that out of hand. They had players headed up into the stands. It's not good for the sport. But the finals are set for Copa America tournament. It's going to be Colombia versus Argentina. Argentina minus 168 right now. Lionel Messi, obviously the star we're all going to be watching. Can he win his second Copa America title?
I think he can. They're chasing, I guess, something that we've never seen done before. And the class prevails. You know, for Argentina, they started a little sluggish going through the group stage here in Copa, but they've looked better the further they have gone. And for Messi and some of the older statesmen in this locker room, This means a lot to them and to Argentina. They want to go out as winners. We saw that success at the World Cup for Messi, now playing it into Miami. Not that that doesn't get the juices flowing, but this is the stage that he will shine brightest. I like him for an anytime goal. I mean, what a swan song this would be to take down Colombia in the final of Copa America, and Messi to just show us that class one more time.
We've got a jam-packed weekend with soccer all over the place, with the Euros finals, the Copa America tournament finals, all kicking off this weekend. We're going to sneak in a quick commercial timeout, though. On the other side, how about MLB? We've got a full-ish slate in the MLB. Time to look at Paul Skeens. We've got a parlay coming up. Can the Pirates get it done?
Welcome back into FanDuel TV. Get excited, baseball bettors. 12 games on tap for your Thursday afternoon. The first couple not too far away. You've been seeing them very well as we move through the week here, MP. We got the Midsummer Classic fast approaching, the All-Star break coming up next week. It's the Phillies who fly in the AL, and a couple of teams trending in the right direction, a couple with the skids on. But before we jump into a little same-game parlay, let's get the bettors up to speed, the numbers they need to know.
These are the run line numbers. Which teams are covering the run line at the highest percentage? Not necessarily winning the most, just covering. That's all about betting. The Nationals, they are leading. It feels like the Nationals are always at the top of this list. They are covering the run line 57.1%. These are all factors you like to keep in before building these parlays. Run line percentages, how about over-unders?
Overs, unders, the teams going over their totals on the daily. Surprise, surprise, the Baltimore Orioles with the best record in the majors right now at a 58% clip. The Giants, they've been fantastic. They've been playing some good baseball this week up there at Oracle, and the Brewers rounding out a third spot at a 56% rate towards the overs. So if you like playing your totals, these are three teams that are absolutely making money right now as we approach, well, as we move into the second half of the regular season. So with that, a little same game parlay. 12 games out there on the diamond. MP, we got the Brewers playing host to the old Pittsburgh Pirates. How do we get it?
We hit the parlay just a couple days ago. I feel like we're gonna, in the week, it feels like a Friday, it's a Thursday, but continue that streak. We're gonna start with it, keeping it simple. I like the Pirates on the run line here. Look, Pittsburgh is gonna win this game, and I like them to cover. This is my best bet of the day. You look at what Pittsburgh does with 16 of the last 21 wins they've covered. They've gone 2 or more runs at least, and the major pitching advantage is really the reason to bet back the Pirates here. It's Paul Skeens versus Aaron Savali. Paul Skeens, he outruns them in every aspect. Look at the scores. Look at the matchups. He's the better ERA. He's got the better whip, the better strikeout rate. Pirates have absolutely crushed Savali. I'm going to go with the Pirates, not only to win, but to cover the run line.
And also your best bet of the Thursday cards. Absolutely like that. We're seeing it the same. I like the Pirates for a big afternoon. Paul Skeens, I mean, the first player going in that draft spot, going number 1 in the draft and already getting set for a start in the Midsummer Classic. Truly remarkable year Paul Skeens is putting together. You see 7.5 Ks and you're like, that is a monster number. Well, guess what? 7 Ks or more in his last 7 games. The guy's an absolute flamethrower of the highest order. 10 starts for the year, a 5-0, 2.12 ERA, a 1.01 whip, and he's on the regular getting it over 100 miles per hour. So against some dodgy bats, 7.5 Ks, I know it's a big number, but Paul Skeens, we're taking the overs again.
Over 7.5 Ks, how about under 7.5 runs?
Oh, I like that.
If we like Paul Skeens, well, we like maybe a low-scoring game. And Aaron Savali, he hasn't been great, but I'm actually buying in a little bit to the Brewers bullpen. They might be good enough to just keep this total a little bit down. Skeens has a 2.1 ERA. He is one of the best we're seeing right now in the MLB. I think it's going to be all about the Pirates. The trends also go towards the under for the Pirates. So give me under 7.5 runs to wrap up the parlay.
We are feeling it. 3 legs, same game parlay, and it should put us right around plus 577 at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Can I throw?
Good.
Yeah, I'm feeling adventurous. I think I've seen the script for this one. I feel like it's going to be a 3-0 kind of win here for the Pirates. Low scorer, they cover. Skeens goes off on an absolute monster. Maybe even play his alt line there, but a plus 577 for a little 3-leg same game parlay for your Thursday afternoon. Let's keep it hot, MP. The weekend is almost here.
I know, I feel like we're getting excited. Our bets just keep getting bigger, bigger, bigger. We're going with plus money. Booster bonus, you guys can get involved right now. Every day, all summer long, all customers, if you scan the QR code, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app.
A lot of different ways to jump in and play along. It really is a loaded Thursday afternoon for you sports fans. We're going to sneak in a quick commercial timeout. On the other side, we're talking best bets of the afternoon. The Pinstripes, could they be getting set to pounce? Stick with us. Welcome back into FanDuel TV. Is Thursday considered Friday Junior, full of baseball with 12 games out there on the diamond? All right, so we're going to play a little Friday Junior baseball card. We're taking it to the Diamond. Midsummer Classic coming up next week, but plenty of great action coming up today. MP, we've already jumped in. We've built a little same game parlay. A couple of best bets already in the mix. So where have you landed for your Diamond play? Thursday or Friday Junior? Now I'm an absolute spin.
You know what I have landed on? More plus money.
Let's go.
More plus money. It's the Mariners versus the Angels. And I like Julio Rodriguez to get 2 or more hits. You're getting this at plus 155. I like the Mariners to win this game. There's just not a lot of value in that. Rodriguez, he's been hitting the ball hard. He's been hitting the ball well. He had a 4-hit game just a couple nights ago. And I love betting on a guy like this when going up against a rookie. A rookie righty that is making his starting major league debut. It's the perfect time to buy in on a Mariners team that the lineup's eventually going to have to start trending in the right direction. Rodriguez loves to play at Angel Stadiums. He's seen a lot of success here. Coming off that 4-hit game just a couple nights ago, I'm going to back him 2 or more hits at plus 155.
I like it. So you're playing J-Rod here this afternoon. I'm playing the Yankees going against the Rays. And for the Yankees, they're still trying to turn things around, but I think this is a get-right spot. They've got Boz out there on the mound on the hill for the Rays. I think that's going to be a little shaky. So for me, Aaron Judge and the top of this lineup can fly us over the team total for the Yankees of 4.5 runs. This is going to be my best bet of the show. So bettors, pay attention here. We like the Yankees team total at 4.5. In terms of what we have seen between these two outfits, 3 of the last 4, the total has flown over. Aaron Judge, I think he's live for another anytime dinger at plus 240. I like the Yankees to win this one at minus 120, but I think in the process, they're going to get to 5 runs or more, and we can just get a little bit better return. So give me the Yankees team total.
I'm listening up. You just hit your best bet last night, so let's keep the momentum going, and we're still getting at a good number.
Let's go. 12 games out on the Diamond. 2 of our favorite plays. The first game not too far away. Jump in, get involved. We've got live wagering going on this hour at the FanDuel Racing app. Colonial Downs, their second, not too far off. The opener from Delaware Park, it will kick off a Pick 5 multi-race wagering opportunity. Then we've got Belterra Park and Thistledown just 30 minutes past the hour, 35 minutes past the hour. Belterra Park comes in to the mix. Moving and grooving, 6 live races right here on FanDuel TV this hour alone.
And for you sports fans wanting to get involved in racing, wondering what to do, how to do it, well, right now, if you scan the QR code, head over to the FanDuel Racing app. A great promo going on for new customers. You can get a no-sweat first bet up to $500. And where are we placing that first bet? Maybe we're placing it right here, right now at Colonial Downs, race 2.
3 minutes to post time, an allowance event for the 4-year-olds and up, going 2.25 miles out there on the fast course to be run over. National fences there for the 4-year-olds. So the 5, 3, and 1 look to be the big threats here. Jules Stone, the 5, currently sitting at 2 to 1. I thought the 3 made a bit of sense there in Clifton Downs. Certainly has the top gear to fall back on. Was a dominant winner back there on the 4th of May. So I like the look there of Clifton down to 3. Turf course looks fantastic. Getting out there to Colonial Downs here for your Thursday afternoon. As you can see, they're already out there on course, getting set for a start. Some fantastic wagering opportunities as we move through the next hour. As you can see here, the 3 and the 5 co-favorites at 2 to 1, plus 200 equivalent for your sport book odds. It won't be a quick one. We're going the battle of the distance here over the jump. So it feels a bit, it feels like it's got a bit of an international flavor to it. And I feel like that's the way the sports week has been, MP. We've got Copa America going on. We've got the Euros, both finals set there for Sunday afternoon. So the dog days of summer, still some great sports and wagering to be had. And the great thing about playing the ponies, whether it's the jumps on the flats, there are no days off. And Del Mar not too far off either.
I know, plenty going on right now, but you called it. This turf looks nice, extra green, almost looks fake. That's how nice it looks out there. Getting a good look at the favorite, the 3, Jewelstone, now sitting at 2 to 1. Morning line was even money, and it makes sense why this horse is favorite. Coming off a win, has a win in 2 of the last 3 outs. I mean, did take a pretty chunky layoff, just a couple back, so came in good form. But again, hasn't raced in a couple months, so it's a decently lightly raced horse. But 2 of the last 3 in a winner's circle, pretty good.
Comes in for Leslie Young and the team. They sit at a 21% win rate in trying to go back-to-back. So the 3 with a very good chance there at 9-5. The 5 now sitting at 2-1 in Jewelstone. Also a winner last out, hits the sidelines for a couple of months before returning here today. And as you can see there, on-site coverage at Newmarket coming up this weekend on Saturday. It will be the July Cup. International racing as good as it gets. 9 a.m. Eastern right here on FanDuel TV. And I believe we've got the one and only Jess Stafford live on site to get us up to speed with all of the news and notes and those winning selections. As you can see, we're getting close here and it looks like they're off.
Pure Courage heads out to the early advantage toward the inside and quickly opens up 2.5 on Clifton Down as they head toward the first of 9 jumps in this 2.25 mile journey. All 6 up and over well is Pure Courage, and Graham Waters going to take him into turn number 1. Clifton Down up to second, Outperform is third on the outside, another 2.5. Back to Southpaw Mike, who's racing along in 4th. Right to that one's outside comes Travasaurus, who's in 5th, and at the back early on is Jewelstone. The 2-1 co-favorite is the trailer as they work their way through turn number 1. It's Pure Courage on the lead. Pure Courage takes them to the back stretch in front by about 2 as Outperform now up to a clear-cut second. Clifton Down back a spot third as they head towards those 3 backstretch jumps here at Colonial Downs. Space of 3.5 more back to Travasaurus, who's up to 4. Southpaw Mike back a spot 5th, and Jewelstone content to trail as they head towards jump number 2. And all 6 up and over well as they race single file up that back stretch. It's Pure Courage in front, heading to the 3rd jump, the 2nd of the 3 backstretch jumps. A little bit of tough take on that jump for Outperform on the outside, who is still 2nd. Toward the inside, Clifton Down is 3rd. It's a break of 2.5 more. Back to Travasaurus in 4th. Southpaw Mike, Jewelstone still trails. All of them over jump 4 well as they head toward the 2nd turn. That first half mile, 56.19 seconds as they head into turn 2. And Pure Courage has been all alone up front. Pure Courage by 3.5 or 4. Outperform a clear 2nd, 2 more then back to Clifton Down in 3rd. Travasaurus, Southpaw Mike, they now race as a tandem. They're 4th and 5th, and they're 4 lengths clear of Jewelstone, who has trailed throughout as they head towards jump number 5 at the top of the stretch here. And it's all Pure Courage. Pure Courage with the blinkers on in front, and Pure Courage comes to jump 5, a 3.5 length leader. They head over that 5th jump, and all 6 up and over well. With just over a lap of the Colonial Downs outer turf course to go, Pure Courage is the leader. It's Pure Courage in front by 4 to Outperform. Clifton Down continues to travel pretty well in the 3rd spot. Southpaw Mike is now back up to 4th. Travasaurus back 5th. Jewelstone still trails. With 4 more jumps left to go as they work toward turn number 3. Pure Courage, the lead whittled down a little bit here to a length and a half. As Clifton Down trying to come up between runners. Outperform is out too deep in that 3rd spot. Length and a half more to Southpaw Mike, who tries to make progress in the red colors. Travasaurus is back 2nd last, and Jewelstone is still the trailer. They're taking closer order, though. They're now just about 6 lengths front to back as they head toward the backstretch. 3 final backstretch jumps ahead of them, and it's been Pure Courage throughout. Pure Courage with 6 furlongs left to go in this race. The first mile in 1:51.05 seconds. And they still got 3 jumps left to go. Pure Courage now back out in front by 3.5. Up to 2nd is Clifton Down as they head toward that 7th jump. And they all made it over well. Jump number 8 awaits them here in just a few more yards. It's Pure Courage in front, 3.5. Clifton Down still under a good hold in that 2nd position. Now trying to launch from the back. Here comes Travasaurus, who's up to 3rd on the outside. Southpaw Mike stays toward the fence. Jewelstone has been last throughout. Jewelstone took that last jump pretty poorly. Stumbled just a bit. The rider lost the iron for a split second, but got right back in it. So a good job there from Stephen Mulqueen, but they've still got about 10 lengths to find. Pure Courage is who they got to catch. Pure Courage around that 4th and final turn. The lead 3.5. Clifton Down slowly trying to get closer from that 2nd position. 2.5 more back to Travasaurus. In behind that comes Outperform. Southpaw Mike. Jewelstone is still last and still about 9 or 10 behind. Pure Courage, who brings them to the top of the stretch. Pure Courage to the top of the lane. The lead's out to 5 now. Clifton Down on the far outside. Travasaurus Outperform trying to run on from the back along with Southpaw Mike. Jewelstone is not being persevered with, so a final 16th to go though, and Pure Courage has run them off their feet today. Pure Courage never headed at any point in this 2.25 mile journey, has a 7-length lead. Travasaurus up to a clear 2nd. Outperform is 3rd. Pure Courage, Graham Waters. They're going to go on to win it by, let's call it 10 or 11 in the end. Travasaurus was 2nd. Outperform 3rd. Southpaw Mike 4th. Clifton Down 5th.
There it was. It was a test of attrition. Well done if you had the top choice there as that winning endorsement. The one goes off at 3-1. Pure Courage with a big performance. 30-1 into 3-1. The late money was absolutely spot on. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, get ready. It's the opener coming up from Delaware Park. Welcome back into FanDuel TV. We are getting set for the opener from Delaware Park. Just 4 minutes to post time. It's a claiming event for the fillies and mares. The 3-year-olds and up go on the distance of 1 mile and 70 yards. The course is listed as wet fast. The course is listed as wet fast. So certainly factor that in to your handicapping. They're already headed out on course. We'll take you through a post parade so you can meet the field here. Red River Susie, the 2 leads him out, currently sitting there at 14-1.
4-year-old filly has 1 win and 10 lifetime starts, finished pretty far back in the last out, was a winner 3 back. Here's the 3.
Ritz on Broadway, currently sitting at 5-2. Back-to-back finishes in the money, but a little stuck at the level 1 for 18. The 4, Lovely Drama, still sitting there at 3-1. Surprised we're still sitting there at 3-1. Form prior to that last effort has been very strong. Next up, the 5, Voodoo Priestess, a 4-year-old filly coming in for Jason Smith and the team, gets to take advantage of a weight break today.
Here's the 6, Always Connected, sitting at 4-5, was a runner-up in the last out, just has the 1 win and 32 career starts, but the recent form has been pretty good for Always Connected. The 5-year-old mare is the favorite, sitting at 4-5. The 7 is a scratch. The 1 and 7 will not go. That is your field for race number 1 at Delaware Park. Looking at the conditions again for this one, route of ground, mile 70 for the fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And I'm getting word we're going against the favorite. It's play of the hour. Dubs, where have we landed?
Bow, bow, bow. Get that air horn ready. Playing the old 4. Taking a look at that Saratoga Racecourse. The summer meet getting back in the mix. The 40-day summer meet begins today out there at the Spa. More than $20 million in prize purses up for grabs, and Irad Ortiz is chasing another title there for the Jocks Colony. So what does that mean for you bettors? Well, get excited. You can wager within the FanDuel Racing app. Yes, the summer meet at Saratoga starts this afternoon with the opener only 42 minutes away. So download, play along that FanDuel Racing app wherever you're watching along with here as you move through your Thursday afternoon. A fantastic day for you horse plays with some big numbers expected and some very competitive fields. Saratoga Racing, the Spa is back, and you can play along this afternoon within the FanDuel Racing app. So why not get after it? From coast to coast, the action continues right here on FanDuel TV. New customers, no sweat first bet, up to $500 could be coming back in your direction. Just scan that QR code and head across to the FanDuel Racing app today.
A lot of ways to jump in and get involved. Okay, so I was teasing it a bit. We're 1 minute to post time for Delaware Park. Saratoga is now available to wager on, but you know what is also available? The opener here. You've landed against the favorite. Give me the sell on the 4.
I love drama. I love lovely drama. The 4 here in the opener from Delaware Park drops in class today. So what does that mean for the sports bettors coming across to play the ponies? Well, essentially stepping down in competition level. From Division 2 to Division 3, I think we find the friends here this afternoon. Returns fresh. We've been on the sidelines, so we've got plenty in the tank. And you look at the barn, they've been pretty strong in this spot price. We like the situational trends coming in here for the 4. Lovely drama and strong form for the season. Prior to that layoff has been a very consistent time. Consistency for me as a bettor gives me confidence, and at that number, lovely drama, the 4, just getting bet down, but at 2-1 will be the top endorsement of the hour, play of the hour, and we need to get the air horn going. So we need to get this winner across the line in the opener.
Going to be the first time for the 4 racing here at Delaware Park. Lovely drama. Morning line was 3-1, now at 2-1. So plus 200, still pretty good odds. And we're seeing favoritism kind of go back and forth, but the plus 120 favorite, the 6, sitting at 6-5. What do you look at here that makes you think Always Connected could be vulnerable?
Just a little stuck at the level. 1 for 32. So we've had 32 career starts and just having the 1 win. That doesn't fill me with confidence. I'd be happy to play against it and happy to be wrong at a short price like that at 6-5. It certainly has been close, but just has struggled to get back into the winner's circle. You look at the jock today, Robles brings in some pretty strong form at a 23% clip and also gets to take advantage of that weight break. So I think the board's pretty spot on. This is going to be a tough race between the top 3 choices. The 3's live, like the 4 at 5-2 and the 6 at 6-5. And as you can see, we're also getting set for race number 1 out there at Belterra Park. The inside run of the 1 will be a scratch. They go on the mile out there. It's a maiden claiming event for the fillies and mares, the 3, 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. The favourite is the 3, currently sitting at 6-5 out there at Belterra Park. Satis is the 3 with Victor LeBron aboard for the rider, and that was the top endorsement for me. So playing a couple of short prices here on a Thursday, what a surprise, Megan.
But you know what? You don't have to just play the win bet. That's what's great. Looking at Belterra Park Race 1, you've got 3 minutes to get your bets and the 50-cent pick 5 kicking off for races 1 through 5. You also have the daily double available here. A couple different options on the exotics, the exacta, the 50-cent try. That's all for Belterra Park. But if you want to act quick, Delaware Park Race 1 showing 0 minutes to post times. The way that you can bet on this one, well, you've got your exotics, you've got your multis as well. For the multis, you've got the 50-cent early pick 5. Is this something that you would hone in on for the opener?
Yeah, I absolutely like the single here, survive, advance, move on to the next one, especially if we're going against the favourite with a strong opinion. The course is listed as wet, fast, but you highlighted some of the great wagering to be had when you jump in to play the ponies. Within the FanDuel Racing app, we all know how to put on that single win wager. We know the place is to finish inside the top 2 in the show, the first 3, but the pick 4s, the pick 5s, playing across the card. We can just have that smaller stake and really chase that big return. A great way to have a bit of fun as we move through the next couple of hours here for your Thursday. Looks like they're almost set at Delaware Park for race number 1. Let's see if we can bring home the 4. Lovely drama. If you're playing along, best of luck.
The outside. First of the day. Set. Away, Yan, running to a nice even start. Ritz on Broadway was the first one to break the line. Always Connected is also flashing good early toe, and Red River Susie is up against the fence. Lovely Drama now is near the back with Voodoo Priestess as they round this first turn of 2. So on the far outside, Always Connected passes a 7 furlong pole in a race that sees no pace whatsoever. Lead the way and leads by 1 length. Ritz on Broadway is right there in that second place position, and Voodoo Priestess now tries to grab a share of second as they leave the first turn behind. Lovely Drama's under a hard hold, only 2 lengths down from the lead, which is held by Always Connected, and Red River Susie brings up the rear. So Always Connected now lets it out a notch past the 5 and shows the way by 4 open lengths. Ritz on Broadway stays at the rail, and Voodoo Priestess is deep on the track. Lovely Drama is trying to squeeze on through but can't at the moment, and Red River Susie still whips him in. 4 furlongs to go, and Always Connected tries to throttle that speed once again as they swing the side. Ritz on Broadway takes dead aim on this leader, and Voodoo Priestess, she's in a feisty mood today and is right there too. Now Red River Susie drops to 4th, and nothing from Lovely Drama today. At the 5/16, Always Connected still leading. Ritz on Broadway has the inside trip, and these two ladies go toe-to-toe with 440 yards to go. Ritz on Broadway hugs that corner, but Always Connected is battling with everything she has and has kicked away to a long nose advantage. Ritz on Broadway sticking with her. Voodoo Priestess takes the inside trail to no avail, down to 2 inside the concluding stages. Always Connected has the upper hand. Ritz on Broadway could not press past a 4-5 winner, and that 4-5 winner was Always Connected over Ritz on Broadway, Voodoo Priestess, and then came Red River Susie.
6-3-5. The 6 Always Connected gets the win, makes that 2 wins in 33 starts.
I don't know if my play the out could even win race number 2. Unbelievable. The 6 Always Connected gets the score there. The 6 over the 3 over the 5 in the opener from Delaware Park. Goes off at a short price. The late money was absolutely spot on. You can see your rider with the crop in that right hand, getting down nice and low, just welling that way across the finish line to get win number 2. A little stuck at the level, no more. We'll wait until those prices go official. With that, let's get out to Belterra Park ahead of their opener for the afternoon.
Post time for Belterra Park. The 3 is your favorite, sitting at 4-5. The 1 is a scratch. Reminder of the conditions for the opener here. They're going a mile. It's a maiden claiming event for the maidens, fillies, and mares, 3, 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. All these horses looking for their very first win. The 3 comes in with 10 starts, 4 finishes in the money. The recent form's been pretty good with 2 of the last 3 finishes in the money, a runner-up, last out. You landed on the favorite here.
Connections have bounced between the sprint and getting back out to the routed ground. I think this is going to be the best chance for the 3 Satis. The public obviously seen it the same here at 3-5. Just getting a little short. The 1 will not go. The second choice is the 2 there at 3-1. So let's see if the 2 and the 3 link up and make a charge as they turn for home. Top Hat Tigress is the 2. If you're playing along, best of luck. It's race number 1 from Belterra Park.
They're at the post. And they're off. Off of Bob Slow is Kent Clark for the lead. Down on the inside, Top Hat Tigers jets right out to the front. Satis shadows right on the outside as the fillies and mares make the way into the first turn. Top Hat Tigers shows away by a length and a half. On the outside, Satis in the blue cap in second. Hustling up very nicely is Kent Clark in the orange jacket. Kent Clark now taking over the second spot. A half length back to Vostra in the green cap. Another half length back to Cortado. Little under 6 furlongs to run. And they're battling out on the lead. Kent Clark closest to the rail. To the outside, Top Hat Tigers. These 2 are running tooth and nail. Satis has moved to the 3 wide position. Down against the rail. Vostra hard held and waiting. Another half lane back to Cortado. Opening quarter on the board of 25-1 as they make the way down the backstretch. It's Top Hat Tigers shows away now by a half a length. On the outside, Satis now throws her hat in the ring down against the rail. Kent Clark to the outside on the move is Vostra, and Vostra just hit the accelerator as they round the far turn. Half on the board of 49-3, and they picked it up just a notch. It's Top Hat Tigers, a length and a half to the good. Satis laying in second, skimming the rail. That is Vostra trying to come right up the inside as they reach the top of the lane. It's Top Hat Tigers. Albin Jimenez goes to the right hand of stick, opens up 3 parts of a length. Along the inside, Vostra is now tossing her hat in the ring, and Vostra's coming on full head of steam. But it's Top Hat Tigers, 3 to the good, just kicking clear and drawing away deep inside the final 16th of a mile. Top Hat Tigers is a maiden no more. Running second, Vostra. Running third, Satis.
253, the two Top Hat Tigers breaks the maiden in the 23rd career start, going off at 5-2. We'll wait till those prices go official. Sneaking in a quick commercial timeout. On the other side, we're talking Texans. Can CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans keep up with the momentum they had last season? Stick with us for more to come on FanDuel TV.
Welcome back into FanDuel TV. 56 days until the NFL season is back. Opening night there, the 5th of September. A lot of different ways to jump in and play along at the FanDuel Sportsbook. So time for us, we'll put together a little 2-minute drill. Take a look at the big threats and maybe a value proposition in terms of those Super Bowl odds. The 49ers, the Chiefs up on top. Let's start with the favorites, MP.
The Chiefs sitting at plus 600. No surprise here. The value is not great, but it makes sense why we see the Chiefs as your favorite. They've been to the Super Bowl 4 of the last 5 years. They've really kept most of their main pieces intact headed into this year. The biggest loss for the Chiefs, L'Jarius Sneed getting traded. But ultimately, this defense, can we say the defense is somewhat of the heart of the Chiefs? I know Patrick Mahomes is obviously the reason Kansas City is creating this dynasty, but Steve Spagnuolo and this defense does not get the credit that they deserve. Chris Jones, one of the best in the league, and they were able to extend him this season. Then on offense, they add some speed. Xavier Worthy, he ran the fastest combine we've ever seen. He's now going to be a target for Patrick Mahomes, and Mahomes has shown us we don't need some star wide receiver on the Chiefs in order to win Super Bowls. Travis Kelce still producing at a high level. So it makes sense why the Chiefs are plus 600 to win the Super Bowl, plus 370 to win the AFC, and minus 230 to win the division.
Elite on both sides of the ball. Let's take it up to Santa Clara, the San Francisco 49ers. It's Shanahan, it's Purdy. It's been, I guess, a tumultuous offseason, if you will, but no doubt about it, one of the best rosters coming into a new season.
And they really have gotten to keep their lineup, their roster, almost as good as it was last season. I don't think they're going to be able to do that forever here. That's part of the drama with Brandon Ayuk. But ultimately, you've got an offense that is so deep, that is so versatile, versatile. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, he's going to be back. Christian McCaffrey, they signed an extension. Brock Purdy, he's more than a game manager. Kyle Shanahan, one of the best offensive minds in the league. On defense, they did lose Eric Armstead. That's a pretty big loss. But at the end of the day, Nick Bosa leads this defense. The Niners, they've been to the NFC Championship 3 of the last 4 years. The Niners are here for a reason, and they're sitting at plus 600 as well.
And Pete, when we look at those Super Bowl odds, I like plus 600, but if I'm going to tie up my money for the season, I need a bit of bang for that buck. I play the chalk. You do not. Who's maybe a value team that we can keep tabs on and put in a little early sprinkle?
The Houston Texans. Each week, we're going to pick a value play, a value proposition as we look at the Super Bowl market. I love the Texans this year. They're sitting at plus 1,600 to win it all. But look, you've got other options, too. You've got plus 800 to win the AFC, plus 105 to win the division. The Texans are coming into this season ready to go. They outblew everyone's expectations last season. CJ Stroud, he's already an elite quarterback going into his second year. I didn't think they could get better, but what did the Texans do? They go aggressive. They're taking advantage of this rookie contract that CJ Stroud has, and they went and added Pro Bowl players. They added Joe Mixon. They added Stephon Diggs. They added Danielle Hunter on defense from the Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings had the best defense at one point in time. Now the Houston Texans get the advantage of getting Hunter on their squad. I think the Texans really aren't going to take any steps down. It's only going to be up. D'Amico Ryans is showing that he is a very good head coach, and I like plus 1,600 as a sprinkle for the Texans to win the Super Bowl.
I like it. CJ Stroud, he was the key to the Texans last year and showing such improvement. But what was the key for CJ Stroud? Is it having that maturity? Is it the arm strength, that ability in the pocket? What did you like from last year?
I like Stroud's confidence. He was so poised throughout the entire year, and that's really hard as a rookie. They talk about going from college to the NFL. The game speeds up a lot for these guys. But for CJ Stroud, he was so comfortable. He connected really early on with Nico Collins. They're going to get Tank Dell back, one of the rookies who really performed well before going out with that injury. CJ Stroud, he's got the pieces, he's got the confidence, he's got the roster to do it.
And they're at 16 to 1 to win it all, plus 1,600 there for the Texans in the Super Bowl market. A lot of different ways to jump in and play along. We're going to sneak in a quick commercial timeout. On the other side, we're getting down to the Seaside Oval. Opening day fast approaching from Del Mar. Stick with us.
It's that time of year again. Summer, and that can only mean one thing. Del Mar is back. You know the saying, take a train, take a plane, take a car. Just make sure one thing, that you get here. And if you can't, well, We have you covered with every race from every day live all season long on FanDuel TV.
It's opening day at Del Mar.
Opening day for the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club is July 20th. Witness the action, the fashion,
Everyone's got those crazy hats going on.
and make some money along the way. It's where the turf meets the surf.
And away they go.
Racing at Del Mar is back, and you can catch it all on FanDuel TV.
There it is, opening day just 9 days away from one of the great galleries in the game. There it is, FanDuel Racing getting excited. The Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, the seaside oval where the turf meets the surf. It looks like there's going to be some fantastic racing on tap, great wagering to match. And we really do have our very best live on site. Opening weekend will feature the San Clemente Handicap, the Grade 2 event, and the Oceanside Stakes. We've got Todd Schrupp, Michael Joyce, C. Breezy, Scott Hazelton, Andy Biancone, and the voice himself in Larry Colmus. First post there on the 20th, 5 p.m. Eastern. So you can get through a day of sports and sports wagering and still have Del Mar to come in the afternoon. It really is a great time of year. I'm still trying to find the board shorts, the beach towel, and we will be headed down. All right, we're headed out to Colonial Downs for their third race of the afternoon. As you can see, they're already out there on the turf course. 5 minutes to post time. The turf course looks fantastic. Vayner Bryant, the 4, currently sitting there at 20-1. Here comes the 5, the UK runner, currently sitting at plus 500 at 5-1.
Next up will be the 6, that is Esculpate, sitting at, or morning line was 12-1, now being bet down to 5-1. Comes in with 2 wins and 16 starts.
Taking a look at the conditions for this one, 200 mile quarters on the turf course. Maiden special weight over the fences here. The fillies and mares, the 4-year-olds and up. So very competitive field squaring off. There is the 9 to round out, heading out on course. Currently sitting there at 3-1. Get Back Shadrach, the first time starter. That is the 9. Some big market movement. 15-1 the morning line now sits at 3-1. 5 minutes out from the third here at Colonial Downs. With that, let's get out to Thistledown ahead of their first one on the card. You can see they're already out on course, headed up toward the starting gate, getting a good look here at the 2. A couple of big prices, a couple of short prices, but a couple of monster numbers here ahead of the opener.
Looking here for race number 1 at Thistle, how can you jump in? Well, you've got the 50-cent pick 4 available, the $1 pick 3, your exotics available as well. The conditions for this one, they're going 6 furlongs. It's an allowance event for the 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. The 8's the favorite, sitting at 6-5. The 8, Larry's Angel, comes in with 3 wins and 7 lifetime starts. Morning line was 3-1, now being bet down to 6-5. A winner 2 in a row. Finished in the money 3 in a row. The recent form definitely there.
Having a great run of it here in the 4-year-old campaign. Larry's Angel, the 8, makes a lot of sense at 6-5. Speed fig's pretty strong there as well. Career best. Last out either way you look at it. The outside run of the 9, Officially Yours, has shown a bit of talent in the morning works. We'll get a softer spot on return here today. It just didn't work out there on the 7th of June, so the connection see fit to cut back in distance. Gets back to the 6 furlongs with a bit of fitness in the belt, but will start from out wide. It runs on Lasix for the first time here today, so you can always expect to see a bit of improvement running on Lasix for the first and second time. The 5 currently sitting here at 5-2. That is practically elusive. The early speed type of this field. If you look at the pace scenario, the speed map, who's going to go forward, I think it will be the 5 setting the tone in this one and sits there at a short price. If you're looking for where the pressure could come from, I think it's next door. Anchor Woman, the 4 and 8-1, certainly has that early speed there as well. So look for the 4 and the 5 to couple up on the front end. It's just going to be a matter of fitness once they turn for home. A couple of big prices on the inside there. The 1, Gold Honey, at 28-1. Last couple of starts has been going in the wrong direction. The 2, Queenie Rose, was 6-1 the morning line, now sits at 14-1. This will be the first start off the layoff, but did show some very, very strong ability back there in early January. And the 3 at 30-1, the Miracle Kid, the 4-year-old filly coming in for Karen Vecchio and the team, also returns off a bit of a spell. If you're looking for the price play, I think it would be Queenie Rose, the 2 at 13-1 here at Thistledown. has the class just on the fitness side of things? That would be the question mark, but that's why we're getting a number. As you can see, they're also getting set for a start at Colonial Downs, race number 3, just 2 minutes to post time, but it looks like they may be even a little closer to getting underway. There is the 6 just getting a little rambunctious with the pony. The 6 currently sitting there at 4-1. Looks to be a very competitive field out there going through the jumps for the 3rd of Colonial Downs card. We're getting close to a start here for the opener from Thistledown. We'll stick with Thistle, so if you're playing along, best of luck.
Anchorwoman. Pair left to load, Larry's Angel. And Officially Yours. To the outside gate. We are ready for Thursday. Locked up. Emerson Jones restless in the gate. Now Brownie acting up a bit. And they're off. A good start in the middle there for Practically Elusive. Larry's Angel has speed, and so does Anchor Woman. Officially Yours away racing in 4th. It's Gold Honey on the rail inside of Brownie. The Miracle Cute is off the pace today, and at the back is Emerson Jones and Queenie Rose. Continued down the backstretch, 4 furlongs to go. Practically Elusive leads at 3 parts over Larry's Angel in 2nd. Rail belongs to Anchor Woman, she's 3rd. Officially Yours in the clear in a good spot, racing in 4th. Brownie's gone by Gold Honey into 5th, and it's the Miracle Cute who tries to rally. Emerson Jones one behind her, and that is Queenie Rose. Around a far turn, racing to the quarter pole, Practically Elusive in front. Larry's Angel comes under pressure. Officially Yours begins to gear up. Anchor Woman's under a drive. Brownie's flattened out. Then it's the Miracle Cute, top of the stretch. Practically Elusive will try to fight off Officially Yours. Larry's Angel trying to hold 3rd. 1 furlong to go on Practically Elusive, opening up on Officially Yours. Larry's Angel and Officially Yours battling for 2nd now, but Practically Elusive, too much filly. Practically Elusive wins. Voted for 2nd between Larry's Angel and Officially Yours. Brownie ran 4th.
Exculpate takes him over the 2nd backstretch jump, 3rd total jump, in front by 3 to Love Forever After. A little bit of a stumble there for Seahorse Dioro, who's back in 5th in the blue colors, but Exculpate takes him over that final backstretch jump for this first lap, and all 9 once again over well. They're separated by about 16 lengths as they work toward the 2nd turn. It's Exculpate in front of length and 3/4. Love Forever After in that 2nd position. A break of 2 more. Back to Crimson Lily, who's in 3rd. It's another space of 3 back to Get Back Shadrack, who's in 4th in the purple and gold. Another 2.5 after that finds Seahorse Dior. They're starting to string out racing single file now. Honeymooners after that. Then comes Vanna Bright, Dark Pool, Marie Laveau trails. Exculpated 5-1 takes him to the top of the stretch. The opening half mile was 57.53 seconds. They have just about a mile underneath their feet here in the 3rd race today. Exculpate coming to the home stretch jump and up and over well, leads it by 2 to Love Forever After in the 2nd position. Crimson Lily is 3rd, 2.5 more, 3 more then. Back to Get Back Shadrack, that mile time in 1:53.28. So they have 1 more circuit of the Colonial Downs Oval to go, which means 4 more jumps left to go, and it's Exculpate still in front. Love Forever After has been traveling very well in 2nd throughout as they head over that jump. And Exculpate didn't take that jump especially well, but still has the lead. In fact, has let it out a notch now. Exculpate by 4. Love Forever After is 2nd. 3 more then. Back to Crimson Lily, who's in the 3rd position. Get Back Shadrack in the purple and gold stays toward the inside from 4th. It's a length and a half more. Ooh, taking that turn a little bit wide there was Get Back Shadrack, who went out into the path there of Honeymooner just a touch. In behind that, Dark Pool starts to advance a little bit with Vanna Bright now back 7th. 3 more then. Back to Marie Laveau, dropping out last with Seahorse Dioro. So they have just under 6 furlongs left to go, 3 more jumps in this journey, and on the front end, Exculpate continues on. Love Forever After. They've gotten away now by about 6 or 7 of the rest of the pack as they head over the 7th jump. 2 more jumps remaining, and everybody up and over well as they head to the middle of the backstretch trio of jumps. Exculpate still in front by 2. Love Forever After. Stumbling just a touch after that jump was Dark Pool. So they head toward the far turn, and it's Exculpate still in front. Exculpate by 2.5. Love Forever After has been 2nd throughout. It's about 4 more lengths then back to Honeymooner. On the outside, Dark Pool starts to gather some momentum. Get Back Shadrack dropping back, being passed on the outside by Marie Laveau, who starts to march forward. They have 3 furlongs left left to go. Exculpate's lead is down to a length and a half. Love Forever After has been stalking that one intently from second for much of the journey, has a final quarter mile to try to push on by. They're 4 lengths clear of Dark Pool, who's emerged up to third. The rest are far, far back. Marie Laveau is up to fourth, but about 10 or 12 behind. They spin into the stretch. Exculpate trying to see this mission out. On the outside, Love Forever After has a final 3/16 to try to push on by. Exculpate digs in down toward the inside. It's Exculpate coming to the furlong ground, still in front, that 2-length margin. On the outside, Love Forever After, it's 6 more back to Dark Pool, but a final 16th to go. Bernard Dalton and Exculpate still there. Love Forever After. Exculpate all the way. Got it by 2.5 in the end. Love Forever After was second. It was a chasm of lengths back to Dark Pool, and then Vanna Bright was fourth.
Exculpate the 6 gets the win. 6-3-1 in the third from Colonial Downs makes that 3 wins and 17 starts. Wait till those prices go official. Sneaking in a commercial timeout on the other side. We're talking Devontae Adams and some of the biggest receivers in the NFL. And hey, is there a new show on Netflix called Receiver? Stay with us for more.
Welcome back into FanDuel TV. We are getting set for the second race from Delaware Park for the afternoon. Conditions of this one, claiming event going a mile, non-winners to lifetime. The 5 already out there on course, sitting as your short price favourite here. The 5 currently sitting at 4-5. That is Scribe, the 4-year-old gelding trained by Jamie Ness. The barn sitting at a 22% win rate. Very dominant performance last out and breaking the maiden, but will step it up against tougher competition. Will square off against other winners for the first time here today. So a couple of scratches to note here for the second at Delaware Park. The 3 and the 4 will not go. The 5 is your current favourite, Scribe at 4-5.
Getting a good look at the 5, sitting at 4-5. You went against the favorite here, looking at the inside runner, Brother Lad, sitting at 4-1. Comes in with 1 win and 3 lifetime starts. Finished far back in the last up, but did get the win, 2 back. What is it that you're buying in on this inside runner?
Has gone toward the sidelines there, so returns fresh this afternoon for Brother Lad, the 1. I like the fact that we get the inside start. We get to start from that rail position, post position 1 for Brother Lad. Has shown a bit of a closing kick through the first 2 starts. Willing to just put a line through that last performance. Was completely outrun, didn't have it. Goes towards having a break, comes back here today. You look at the barn, how they've performed after a lengthy spell. They're sitting at a 13% rate. So I think Brother Lad, the 1, should be primed up for a big performance. I think the pace scenario goes out the window, just having the 4 horses going in to the starting gate. So it's a game of chasing value. I believe the 1 is just as good as the 5, and we get 9-2 plus 450. So a play against a vulnerable favourite.
With that, we'll send it out on course. It's race 2 from Delaware Park. Good luck.
They're all in line. Taking a look at number 2, Photo Hop. Jockey climbs back aboard. Stand by. Away and running. Photo Hop was the first one to break the line. Brother Lad is right there too, trying to squeeze on through. Ascribe has a good trip today. And Arrogant Riders last of the 4 as they go around this Paddock Grove turn. So with 7 furlongs left to go, Ascribe has the lead today, and there's no excuses for Ascribe. Leads by 1 with the red cap Arrogant Riders on the far outside, and Brother Lad continues to pull hard. Not settled as of right now. And last of all is the one who broke on top, which is Photo Hop. It's a close-knit affair. Only 2 lanes would cover front to back in this quartet, and Ascribe with a very slow pace has the pace in his hands today and leads by only half a length, while Arrogant Rider is right there in close attendance too. Brother Lad is now settled in that 3rd place position, and Photo Hop still brings up the rear. Still that same margin of 2 lanes from tip to tail with 4 furlongs to go. Ascribe going as smooth as silk right now, leads 3/4 of a length. Arrogant Rider gets a couple of reminders to stay closer to Ascribe. Brother Lad stays at that rail, and Photo Hop is silently dropped away and not responding under the whip. Midpoint of the 2nd turn, Ascribe still in hand and in command. Brother Lad is ready to take a crack at this leader despite those soft fractions. Arrogant Rider drops off the map, and Photo Hop's a distant last as they turn for home. And now at 1-5, Jamie says go, and Ascribe has built up a massive advantage. Brother Lad now falters into 2nd, and Arrogant Rider's trying to pick off that rival inside the final furlong. But Ascribe is well clear. Ascribe's going to make it 2 in a row. Ascribe is now a 2-time winner. Arrogant Rider was 2nd, Brother Lad was 3rd, and Photo Hop was the last one home.
5-6-1. The 5, Ascribe gets the win, makes that 2 wins and 8 starts and a back-to-back winning performance.
Back-to-back, the 5 gets it done in the 2nd from Delaware Park. If you didn't have it as the top endorsement, well, get excited. We have a loaded hour coming up for you guys. Belterra Park, the 2nd, not too far away. We'll get out to Thistledown, Colonial Downs. The party continues. The start of a pick 5 with race number 4 at Colonial, 30 minutes past the hour. We'll get back out to Belterra, Thistle. It's like being at the airport. No shortage of that next flight getting set to take off.
And a perfect time to jump across to the FanDuel Racing app for you new customers. If you scan the QR code, it'll take you to the app, and you can get a no-sweat first bet up to $500. You mentioned the loaded stack of races we've got this hour, so plenty ways to bet on this first bet. Maybe at Belterra Park for race number 2.
Do you ever get that when you're at the airport and you're taking a look at all those next flights? I'm like, I'd rather be going to Honolulu than San Jose.
Can we
sometimes
switch?
it just works out that way. You got a ticket, just jump on the plane, go anywhere. All right, jump in, play along at the FanDuel Racing app. Getting set for the 2nd here from Belterra Park. The inside run of the 1 currently sitting at 4-5. It's a maiden special weight. All of these horses still looking for their very first win. Woody's Choice, the 1, has that early speed. Go on the 5.5 furlongs. Has been very close and has a bit more fitness coming back for this one. So always wary of the fresh face. Let's see if the 1 can get it done. The 3 sits there at 5-2 and the 2 at 6-5 in Drip Dioro. We can hear you call up. Let's send it out on course. It's the 2nd from Belterra.
And they're off. Off just a beat slow is Warring Thunder for the lead. On the outside, Monty's Worthy Cajun. On the inside, Woody's Choice takes off. And Woody's Choice opens up by 1.5 lengths. Monty's Worthy Cajun in green cap is 2nd. Drip Dioro down on the inside, skims right up the rail. A 1/2 length back. On the outside is Warring Thunder as they make the way into the far turn. And with the lead, that is Woody's Choice. Sophie Doyle went right to the front. Opens up 1.5 lengths. Opening quarter of 23. Lead in a second spot, Monty's Worthy Cajun to the outside. Warring Thunder is now on the move. Warring Thunder was third. Now in the second spot as they approach a quarter pole and set down for the stretch drive. And Woody's Choice, Sophie Doyle turns him in the red cap, closest to the rail. Woody's Choice on top now by 2. Down on the inside, Drip to Yours taking the shortest way home. To the outside is Warring Thunder, but Woody's Choice and Sophie Doyle aboard the Sam Houston Invader just kick clear by 8, make it 9. It's Woody's Choice just running up the score. A late run from Drip de Oro. Running third is Warring Thunder.
Dominant performance there. Woody's Choice, the one. The inside runner delivers in the second from Belterra Park. That's going to be the maiden in the 13th career start. The blinkers came off, and that was the world of difference. Much the best. This was a paid workout once it was all said and done. You can see a rider cruising. We'll wait until those prices go official from the second of Belterra Park. But Megan, time to get ready for a new season in the NFL.
We're 56 days away from the start of the NFL season, but in the meantime, we've got a show you can binge watch on Netflix. It's called Receiver. I've already watched episode 1. It's really good. It's highlighting some of the best pass catchers in the league. We've got Davante Adams on the show, Debo, George Kittle, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Kay Adams, our very own, caught up with Davante Adams to get his experience on Receiver.
What made you want to be part of this experience?
It was a little bit of a different one. It definitely took a little bit of convincing and encouraging from some of my peers and my wife and a couple other my friends, but it seemed like a cool opportunity, man. It's a little bit out of what like you said, I don't usually have my face in the camera unless it's, I have my uniform on solely. So to be able to be a part of something like this where it's a little bit of a peek inside the, behind the scenes and my private life, which I really don't give a lot of access to, even on social media. So to be able to let people know how I deal with my kids, my family, and a little bit of what goes on in the behind the scenes at the Raiders facility, a little bit seemed like a cool opportunity. So couldn't pass up on it.
It's going to be amazing. I love the clips that we're seeing so far. If you were to guess, what's the moment, the Davante Adams chapter of Netflix Receiver that is going to be talked about the most?
Well, it depends. I think it kind of goes two ways, right? Because you got the people that are very fascinated in my personal life, and then you got the ones that are more, fixated on the football life, where there was obviously a lot of drama this year. So it's going to be some good TV either way. You'll get the full uncut version of me, which is how I wanted it to be. I told these guys, I said, look, the only way I'm doing this is if this is 100% just going to be, me, and no gimmicks, no funny business. Wow. I don't want you trying to set agendas, anything. I'm going to get on the sideline. I'm going to talk how I normally talk. If you don't like what, you don't want to put that on the Netflix series, you cut that out. But all you're going to get is just me 100% the whole way. And, if any other guys want to get on there and they want to be more Hollywood or TV, and, they can do that for themselves. But my portion is going to be all about me and, staying authentic and true to who I am. So I think it'll be good. I think everybody will really enjoy it.
Davante Adams, one of 5 stars on the new Netflix show Receiver. It's really fun to get the inside look to some of these guys. We know them on the field and the production they have every Sunday, but there's so much more. There's so many layers. Get to meet their families, friends, and kind of feel like you live inside their home for just a bit of time. Davante Adams, though, star receiver for the Raiders. His yards this season set at 1,000, right on the money. How are you playing, Davante?
Yeah, he goes over 1,100 receiving yards there last year, 11th season in the NFL. I'm actually going to be that guy and play towards the unders. So now it's the Chargers social media team and it's Dubsy going against Davante Adams. I just don't see how he gets this number. I think the Raiders could show even further regression. I think the division is getting tougher. I have no confidence in Aiden O'Connell there at quarterback. For the wide receiver, you're only going to be as good as that guy throwing it to you. For Davante Adams, now 31 years of age, he's turning 32. If he misses a step, if he just gets a touch slower for the Raiders with a tough schedule, if they don't take that step forward, if they don't get that efficiency with their quarterback play, I'm going to take the unders. I think this is an absolute letdown spot for Davante Adams. He's got to go link up with Aaron Rodgers. He's got to get out of Sin City if he wants to go over that mark.
How do you not fall in love with the guys on this show? That's the fun part about it, is you get to feel like you're inside the room. And you know what's cool? FanDuel Sportsbook actually has their own market right now called Receiver Show, where you can bet on all 5 of these players. I'm going to highlight Deebo Samuel, and I'm going with the overs. His receiving yard line set at 775.5. He had nearly 900 yards last season. If you know anything about Deebo, he's one of the most versatile players in the league. Kyle Shanahan really wrapped it up best in the show. In episode 1, he said he's got the speed of a receiver, he's got the cuts of a running back, and he's got the density of a linebacker. Brock Purdy also highlighted just how you get him the ball goes in Deebo's hands, you have such a good chance at success. I like this number at 775. Happy to play the over for one of the best players in the NFL.
Who can we look at from the Detroit Lions? And this is like playing the game script. You want to look at the team, the schedule they're going up against, and if it's favorable or maybe a play against, who could be looking against some production here for the Lions?
I mean, we got to stick with our receiver show. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I loved the Lions prior to this show. I loved Amon-Ra St. Brown prior to this show. I love them even more. He is so tough. He reveals in this show, week 4, he tears his oblique. He only misses 1 game. He follows that game up by, what was the rest of the season? 115 catches, over 1,400 yards. That is a tough guy. Jared Goff targeted Amon-Ra St. Brown at a really high level. That's what we see with Goff. He kind of finds his guy, and that's his go-to person. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the production from him is only going to increase. Detroit's found their rhythm. They found their momentum. And I didn't realize just how tough St. Brown was. So his receiving yard line, I am absolutely taking the overs.
It feels like you're falling in love with this TV show. It's Deebo towards the overs, St. Brown towards the overs. Is it bad for me going against Davante Adams? I mean, he's going to be their top choice. I think it makes it even tougher for him when he's going to get double teamed and trying to get that production.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can look at it. And I think it's bad for him because it's the show. You're wanting to bet on the guys that you like. And look, we haven't even gotten to see episode 2 yet, where we've got Justin Jefferson still. George Kittle's going to be highlighted. Here's a question for you. Is it bad form that George Kittle as a tight end is on Receiver, the Netflix show? Yeah, receiver.
Off the numbers that he put up last year, Kittle's going to get some more production and a couple more looks there from Brock Purdy. I think this is a really simple find for me. Did you used to watch Big Brother?
I didn't, but I know it's top show. That one I got to go back in the archive and watch.
That's actually a shock. Okay, you can play the receivers based on the new Netflix special there. A lot of different ways to jump in ahead of a new season in the NFL fast approaching. We've got live racing, live wagering coming up from Thistledown. The second, just 5 minutes to post time. It's the inside runner leading them out on course at 2-5. Minus 250 here for Midnight Majesty. Rocco Bowen gets the start here today. El Bandito, the 2, one of the bigger prices of the field at 34-1, with Luis Gonzalez taking the ride. Without objection, the 3 goes past. Mighty Les, the 5, currently sitting there at 9-1, comes in for Castro and the team.
Here's Poker Partner, the 6, sitting at 11-1. Morning line was 9-2, so money moving in the opposite direction for the 6.
We're just going the 5.5 furlongs. Early speed certainly will be welcome in this spot. Courthouse Cove, the 7, goes through, returns after a little spell on the sidelines. Next up was the 8, Aura of Gold. Next through the 9, Quick Wit. Quick Wit. Could that be a principal play for producer CW?
Oh.
Could be.
Hey, producer Witt didn't tell us he was involved in race number 2 at Thistledown and Horse 9. That is your field for race number 2 at Thistle. We are 4 minutes to post time. Sneaking in a quick commercial timeout. On the other side, we're talking about the AL East leader in the Baltimore Orioles. How do we play them? Coming up on FanDuel TV. Welcome back into FanDuel TV. We've got prices coming across from the second at Delaware Park. It was the short price favorite, a Scribe going off at 1-5. So $2 investment, $2.40 coming back in your direction. 5-6-1, your official order finish for race number 2. And pretty formidable for the exotics as well.
Pretty formidable there. Scribe goes back-to-back with another fantastic performance. So well done if you had the 5 in race number 2 from Delaware Park. With that, we look ahead to the field and odds board for race number 3. Taking a look at the conditions. And we're going a 1.70 maiden claiming event here for the 3-year-olds and up on a turf course listed as soft. So we're out there on the turf course, but it is listed as soft. Go Take Charge, the 11, your current favorite, currently sitting there at 9-5. Comes in for trainer Catherine Nielsen and the team. Was booked at 7-2 on the morning line, so starting to see a couple of tickets come through at the FanDuel Racing app. Certainly looks to be a great race to play within the race. Maybe the exacta or the trifecta. With that, we'll take it out to Thistledown ahead of race number 2. They're already out there on course. It's the 1, the inside runner sitting at 6-5. Getting a good look here at the 6. Could be a potential price play at 8-1.
Looking at the conditions for race 2 for Thistledown, they're going the sprint, 5.5 furlongs. It's for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. The 1, Midnight Majesty, is the favorite. Your top endorsement here. Buying in on the recent form, hasn't gotten the win in a bit of time, but we've had 3 back-to-back runner-up performances, so we're close. We just haven't gotten it.
Non-winners of 3 lifetime for this one. Midnight Majesty, the 1, has been knocking on the door at this same level of competition. So that's what you want to see, that they've been mixing it with tougher foes and they're stepping down the class ladder, or that they've been at this level and they've been very close to getting back into the winner's circle. So we like the 1 here. Midnight Majesty at even price, just getting a little short. Other directions to go. The 9, Quick Wit, the 4-year-old gelding. Very impressive win last out. 2 wins from the last 3. And that speed figure that we clocked in that last outing back there on the 24th of June, that would stack up with the best of them coming up here for this field. So more of the same for Quick Wit, and certainly has shown an ability to back up after those big performances.
Quick Wit, morning line was 5-1, now sitting at 3-1. So the favoritism with the inside runner, but the outside runner trying to pose a bit of threat here. Looking at the other directions to go, what about the 5 sitting at 7-2? The 5, Mighty Les, comes in with a runner-up performance in a last out, a win 2 back, so has the 2 wins and 6 lifetime starts.
Has shown a bit of a turn of foot, early speed as well here. So Mighty Les, the 5, quite versatile, sitting at 7-2. Should be well suited to getting back to the 5.5 furlongs. This will be the shortest trip, the shortest race that we've seen for Mighty Les in this 3-year-old's campaign. So already having the 2 wins, often well placed as well there. So the 5, Mighty Les at 7-2, certainly worth using if you're trying to craft up a couple of tickets within this one, a couple of exotics, or even play across the card. Mighty Les will be absolutely a part of the conversation. A couple of bigger prices here without objection. The 3 at 9-1 has rattled off 2 wins from the last 3 starts. If you put a line through that last performance on the 22nd, the form was really strong for the 2024 campaign. So don't sleep on the 3 there at 10-1. The 2, big price here at 48-1. That is El Bandito. Doesn't have the early speed of the field, but certainly has shown a bit of a closing kick when we did get through to the winner's circle. So for the 2, El Bandito is going to have to show up and give a performance of a lifetime here at that price as well. But the further we get in to this field for the 2nd, it really does look to be a competitive one, and would not be shocked if we do get a couple of prices coming through. So Midnight Majesty, the 1, makes a lot of sense to me at a short price. We'll throw in Quick Wit, the 9, second choice here at 3-1, named after our producer CW. If it was named after Chris, it'd probably be Slow Wet. Let's see how they go here for the 2nd at Thistledown. Good luck.
Poker partner with a sharp start. Courthouse Cove has early speed. Without objection is up towards the front. Quick Wit in that front line, and so is Midnight Majesty. Mighty Les just behind the leaders. And then it's El Bandito and Aura of Gold. At the back of the pack, continuing down the backstretch here, 4 furlongs to go. Without objection is now joined by Midnight Majesty. And Midnight Majesty takes the lead. Courthouse Cove is out there 3 wide. Quick Wit 4 wide. Mighty Les is tucked in on the inside in front of Poker Partner. And then it's Aura of Gold, who's sitting about 5 lengths from the front. And El Bandito is the trailer. Midnight Majesty in front. Mighty Les finds a seam and engages without objection, is right there in third. Courthouse Cove is currently fourth. Quick Whip back in fifth. Top of the stretch. And it's Midnight Majesty off the corner with the lead. Mighty Les trying to reel him in without objection back in third. Furlong to go for Midnight Majesty. Midnight Majesty in front with a final 16th to go. And Mighty Les can't go with him. Midnight Majesty wins today. Midnight Majesty does it. Mighty Les was second best today without objection third, and Quick Wit ran fourth.
153, the one Midnight Majesty gets the win, makes that 3 wins and 24 career starts. Wait till those prices go official from race 2 at Thistledown.
There is a really fun slate in the MLB today, but nothing stands out to me like the Cubs and the O's. Big bats and a great pitching matchup, a lot of fun bets to make for us here, but we are going to start off with the winner. Baltimore has the most wins in the MLB, but I am not picking them to win. And you may ask why? Well, it's because the Cubs are hot, and honestly, I feel a sweep coming. Chicago won the first 2 games of the series and 5 of their last 6. Their stars like Ian Happ are on fire, and they have an ace on the mound today with Justin Steele. All of this, and you're telling me that they are still an underdog? Give me that plus money. And on the other side, Albert Suarez will get the start for the O's. Now, he's had a great season, I'm aware of that, but he's due for regression if you look at his underlying stats. One of the problems, he's not great against righties, which is odd given that he is a righty himself, but one of the main problems to me is the fact that he throws a lot of cutters to righties, and he doesn't have a great cutter, but you know who crushes cutters? Suzuki. So I'm expecting big things from him tonight, and we're gonna take 2+ total bases. You can make all of your MLB bets on the FanDuel Sportsbook app.
Thank you, Ali, getting us up to speed. Plenty of action out there on the diamond this afternoon. 12 games for you baseball bettors. We've already dished out a couple of diamond plays, a couple of best bets, really with no shortage there. The Cubs taking on the Orioles. All customers boost or bonus every day, all summer long at the FanDuel Sportsbook. We're going to sneak in a quick break. On the other side, the racing, the action continues right here on FanDuel TV. Great to have Colonial Downs in the mix for your Thursday afternoon. Race number 4, just 4 minutes out, but we're moving into a fantastic weekend of racing and wagering to be had right here on FanDuel TV. And good news, bettors, we've got Scott Hazelton live on site All of that coverage from New Kent, Virginia. Take a look at some of the features out there on Saturday afternoon. We'll have the Boston Stakes, the Beverly D preview, and the $125,000 million preview out there for Arlington Million Preview Day. Live from Colonial Downs, Saturday, right here on FanDuel TV. And I tell you what, Scott, getting in those miles. We're talking about the airport, the next flight to jump. I bet Scott, he's going to that business lounge. You know it.
He's always traveling. Scott's all over the place. We're going to stick here with Delaware Park, race number 3. You can see they're going through a post parade. There's the 3 scores to settle, sitting at a big price of 44-1. There's the 4 sail on home. Morning line was 10-1, now sitting at 14-1. 4 lifetime stars yet to finish in the money.
True count is the 5, likely coming from off the pace. Gets a softer spot here today. Next up will be the 6 Rubador, a 3-year-old gelding coming in for Elizabeth Merriman and the team. Has had the 4 starts prior, yet to finish in the money. Next up will be the 8 Shipmaster, one of the bigger prices on the board at 39-1. The last couple of efforts a little concerning, going in the wrong direction. There is the 9 Buck Run, a first-time starter coming in for Jeremy Gillum and the team here today. And there is the 10 Southern Pastime, sits at 20-1, makes start number 3 here today and gets back to the distance of 1.70 miles.
Here's the 11, Go Take Charge, sitting at 9-5. We'll wrap up your post parade at Delaware Park, race 3.
A lot of different directions to go here for the 3rd at Delaware Park. Here is Star Force, the 12 at 5-1. A little slow headed up there toward the starting gate. The 11 expected to be the one to beat. With that, let's get back out to Colonial Downs. 2 minutes to post time here for race number 4. You can see the runners out there on course going through the final preparations. This is like the sprinters that we'll see at the Olympics. They're getting set to go into the starting blocks. You're just trying to get the red blood cells going. You don't want to get too worked up. You want to have that controlled energy. It looks like the 9 has got that focus on here ahead of game day. The 3 sits as the shortest price at 2-1. Getting a good look at the inside runner here. The 1 also sits at 3-1. That is Libertina, the 2-year-old filly coming in for Carlos Munoz in the team. Just makes start number 2 here today. As you can see, split boxes. We've got the 3rd coming up from Delaware Park and the 4th from Colonial Downs on your right. Which one is going to get to us first? It looks like Delaware Park slightly has the edge here. But who has the edge, MP? If we're playing Delaware Park, race number 3, this odds board tells us it's going to be a very close one on paper. Go Take Charge, the 11, currently sitting there at 9-5, has the experience over the field, has been getting very close, and the speed figs, a lot to like as well.
And a decent record at the track here at Delaware Park. Has just the 3 outs here, finishing in the money 4 separate times. 3rd in the last out, a runner-up, 2nd, 2 back. But the 11 is the favorite at Delaware Park, race 3. It looks like we might actually be closer with Colonial Downs, race 4.
Good news, bettors, you can play them both at the FanDuel Racing app. It's also opening day out there at Saratoga, so you can bet the Spa all within FanDuel Racing. So no shortage on a Thursday afternoon as we're getting set here for the 4th from Colonial Downs. So it looks to be all about the 3 here at 2-1 plus 200 as the shortest price on the board. That is really one of the great things about jumping in to play the horses, to play the ponies. You're not going to get plus 200 for one of your baseball favorites out there on the diamond this afternoon. And it's less than 2 minutes of action. So we can get a winner here and roll it straight in to the next one. Taking a look at the conditions one more time. 6 furlongs, so they go on the sprint maiden claiming event for the fillies 2-year-olds. So these are the rookies essentially trying to get their careers going in the right direction. In terms of what we do like about the 3 Thunder Burn, as the 1 start prior, speed fig was okay, but really wasn't a factor late in that one. So returns with a bit of extra fitness under the belt, comes across from Churchill Downs. But I'd have to see a little more at that kind of number. The inside runner, the 1 Libertina, has the 1 start prior, showed a bit of early speed, but tired late, gets a softer spot on return here this afternoon. And we'll get the stretch out from the 5 furlongs to the 6 furlongs, but gets to start on the rail. So gets the shortest way around the racetrack. The 4 currently sitting there at 5-1, Judy's Flyer, a first-time starter coming in for Keith DeSormo and the team. In terms of precocity from the DM side, has the 1 winner from 2 starters, so keep an eye out here on the 4. Was 15-1 on the morning line, bet down and now sitting at 5-1 on the board. And the 6, expected to be a bit of a threat here in Florina. First time starter coming in for Kateras, and the team breeding absolutely suggests should appreciate the sprint here today. I thought the 7 was live. The 7 is a scratch. I think this one is wide open. And with that, the final runners are just about to move into line.
We'll send it out on course. It is race number 4 from Colonial Downs. Best of luck.
Judy's Flyer, the debut runner, Jose Riquelme for Keith DeSormo. She goes in. Body language, Trevor McCarthy to complete the line. We're just about set for the start of today's 4th. The early pick 5. They're in the gate. And the race is on. Thunderburn got away well in the center. Libatina down toward the inside, so those two are quickest, with Cuckoo in the red colors up from the outside trying to join them on that front flank, but it's going to have to settle back at joint 3rd along with Liz Dreamin, who's toward the inside. Body language in the red and white stripe starts to advance up to 5th, about 4.5 off the top. It's a length more back to Miss Tapatia. Inside of her comes Judy's Flyer, and another length and a half back to Florina. The first-time starter is 8th and last, and about 9 off the top. As Libatina makes the front now, 22-1 for the opening quarter mile. Libatina length and a half to the good of Thunderburn in 2nd. Cuckoo 3 deep in the red colors is back 3rd. It's a break of 2 more. Back to Liz Dreamin, Body Language. They're 4th and 5th. Judy's Flyers in behind that. Miss Tapatia. Florina going to swing to the outside from last. Still about 9 lengths off the lead as Libatina turns them in. Libatina, the leader to the top of the stretch, suddenly in front. 3.5 or 4 now. Thunderburn trying to keep pace on the outside is Cuckoo. They're 2nd and 3rd. Florina continues to make up ground. Was last, is now up to 4th, but still 8 or 9 lengths behind. Libatina, who comes to the 16th pole, well in command. It's Libatina by 4.5 lengths. Thunderburn and Cuckoo, they're 2nd and 3rd. Libatina, Gavin Ashton, gate to wire here to win it. Geared down by 5 or 6 in the end. Thunderburn was 2nd, Cuckoo 3rd. Florina finished 4th.
1-3-8-1. Libatina gets the win, breaks the maiden in the 2nd career start.
Well done if you had it. The inside runner delivers in big fashion. We'll wait until those prices go official. With that, getting back out to Delaware Park. They are at the gate. They are ready. If you're playing along, best of luck.
Away and running. It was a good start. Bumping in the back between Buck Run and Shipmaster, but other than that, up the inside, Bourbon Express is right there to lead the charge. Scores the Settle is right there too, and Still on Home in the House Yellow tries to take the early initiative. Ruby Door came away in that 4th place position, and Bourbon Express now takes the lead by a long neck, and Still on Home is going to chase the speed around the first turn. Scores the Settle came away in 3rd, and Ruby Door goes very wide around this first of 2 turns. Nanga Barbat rides the rail, and Southern Pastime is trying to mount a bid from mid-division, but 3 of them had that one, including Buck Run up the inside as Shipmaster, the gray is True Account. And now Southern Pastime's head of 2, which is Go Take Charge, and Star Force is at the back of the pack, but Bourbon Express says Catch Me When You Can in the Amateur Riders Club of America race and leads by 4. Sail on Home is holding down 2nd, and Nanga Parbat to take that position away. Buck Run on debut is running a cheeky race while the rider asks for a bit more. Shipmaster's at the rail. True Account on the pink cap's a little wide. Ribador's now in front of 4 rivals, including Go Take Charge, then Scores the Settle, passed by Southern Pastime, and Star Force last of all. They swing the turn once again. Bourbon Express still leading, but push is coming to shove. Nanga Parbat is trying to get on through, and Go Take Charge is looping up on the far outside despite going 6 paths deep. Homeward bound now, Bourbon Express holding on for dear life. Here's Nanga Parbat, but the run of the race is coming from Go Take Charge. They brush at the gap, and Nanga Parbat led. Go Take Charge is surging on past. Go Take Charge inching away. Nanga Parbat battles back. A head bobber that goes to Go Take Charge. And Jose Vargas in a win photo with Nanga Parbat.
11-1, as you heard from the call there. It's a photo for the win between the 11 and 2. We'll wait until those prices go official. With that, we're getting out to Belterra Park. It's race number 3. Good luck.
And they're off. For the lead, Mission Control. Jets out for the lead. Man's Choice to the outside against the rail. Road to Music City. Luck of the Cat in among runners. In Factum Stars. They reach to the top of the first turn. Along the inside is Road to Music City. Smack dab in the middle is Luck of the Cat. To the outside, Mission Control in the gold cap laying in second. A half length back to the outside is Man's Choice. And trailing the field, only about 3 out of the entire mix is Factum Star. A little under 6 furlongs to travel. With the lead on the inside, Luck of the Cat. On the outside, we have Mission Control. These two running in lockstep. Opening quarter of 25 3. A half length back, Man's Choice and the green cap in third. To the outside, Factum Star, hard held in waiting. Factum Star needs to be let loose. And trailing the field is Road to Music City. As they round into the far turn, half on the board of 50 2. With the lead, Luck of the Cat down against the rail. Luck of the Cat pokes ahead in front. Mission Control and the gold cap lays in second. A half length back to Man's Choice in third. 2 lengths back to Factum Star starting to pick up the action as they round the far turn. And with the lead is Mission Control. Now leads by a half a length. Luck of the Cat lays in second to the outside Man's Choice as they come spinning for home. It's Mission Control on the outside in the gold cap. Sosa now draws the left-handed stick and goes to work. Along the inside, Luck of the Cat's coming right on back again. And Luck of the Cat and John McKee is now digging in deep along the inside. Luck of the Cat along the inside. Outside, Mission Control. These two tooth and nail right to the wire. It's going to be Mission Control in the shadow of the wire.
It was a close one, but the 4 Mission Control gets the win over the 2. Mission Control makes that 3 wins and 6 starts. Wait till those prices go official at Belfair Park. Race starts 3. Sneaking in a commercial timeout on the other side. We're taking a look at some of the teams that were the worst in their division last season. Can they go worst to first? Stay with us.
Welcome back into FanDuel TV. A new season in the NFL is fast approaching. Opening night coming up on the 5th of September with a lot of different ways to jump in and play at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Let's have a bit of fun. Worst to first. We're going to identify a couple of teams that can go on a run, but taking a look back to last year, who were the teams that exceeded expectations and made the bettors a lot of money?
Well, let's start with the Texans. The Texans were worst in their division, and then they go and lead the division, the AFC South. They're the quintessential team that really figured it out in one season, and that's when you draft a good rookie quarterback. We see this a lot, though, teams that can actually make a huge jump from one year. The Rams, they finished third in the NFC West. They make it to the playoffs. We saw this with the Browns. They were last in the AFC North. They made it to the playoffs. So it's not necessarily about going from fourth to first, but just taking that big improvement. I like a lot of teams going from that big jump, and I think that there's some good options that we can look at.
Speaking of, who's a team that we can clue on to who maybe let us down last year, but given the offseason could show a bit of improvement?
We've teased it. We see it.
Cincinnati!
It's the Bengals. Cincinnati, I like them to go from worst to first in the AFC North. The Bengals had a lot of injuries they dealt with last season. Joe Burrow, he's going to be back. He's going to be healthy. If Joe Burrow plays in 17 games, the Bengals are winning the AFC North. They still have the best wide receiver duo in the NFL with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. The O-line has gotten boosted a little bit to help Burrow stay healthy with Trent Brown coming in. I like the fact that the defense stays the same relative to who's leading it. With Lou Anarumo, he's still the defensive coordinator there. The Bengals have a lot to like. They actually have the easiest schedule in the AFC North. Yes, the Ravens are a big threat always, but I could see a bit of regression from Baltimore given the fact that they lost their defensive coordinator. Give me Bengals at plus 165 to win the North, going from worst to first.
Oh, I like it. Okay, my flyer of the season is going to come from the AFC West. Yes, I feel like I'm that guy. I'm playing against the favorites again. I think we see a bit of regression from the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think we see a lot of improvement from the Chargers. Yes, in our backyard out here on the West Coast, they're at plus 350 to win the division. You can still get plus money that they reach it to the playoffs. And there's our guy. There's your franchise quarterback. Jim Harbaugh comes in and says, hey, we don't need some of these aging weapons that I'm seeing in the building. We're going to clean house and start again. Now, I don't think they're absolutely going to figure it out in year one with Jim at the helm, but I do think we see massive strides and leaps forward in terms of improvement. 5-12 last season. I'm excited to see Josh Palmer get in the mix. Lad McConkey out of Georgia, wide receiver. He fell down that draft order, but I think there's certainly a lot of upside. And I feel like this is the new surroundings for Herbert to really thrive in. There's going to be a lot of pressure, but a lot of confidence behind his play. And if he's at full fitness, I'm expecting the Chargers to have a mighty run. I think we do see improvement from the Broncos, the Raiders. I think they could take a backward step. And I really do think the Chiefs have a couple of vulnerabilities at that shorter price. We get a better number. Give me the Chargers to make it from worse to first. I said it.
Oh, the Chargers sitting at plus 115 to make the playoffs. The Chargers have a lot of rebuilding actions here. How about the new facility in El Segundo? They're definitely going to be practicing a lot better in that new training room. Jim Harbaugh takes over as head coach for the Chargers. A lot of different ways to play it, a lot of different opportunities for different teams to go from worst to first. That's over there in the NFL, but what's going on right here, right now? We've got the Scottish Open underway, and when we get back, we've got a live update coming here. Welcome back into FanDuel TV. The Scottish Open round 1 underway. The tee times were a bit earlier across the pond. Justin Thomas has finished round 1 sitting at 8 under par. A lot of different ways to bet on the Scottish Open, but is now the time to buy in on JT? Is Justin Thomas back?
I'm a little blown away by the density of this leaderboard. 78 players under par through round 1. What is going on at the Renaissance Club? Obviously, Mother Nature decided to not show up, but great to see JT. Welcome back into the mix. Now, a lot of people, a lot of bettors go against JT saying, well, we haven't seen him in the winner's circle in a couple of years, but the form has been trending in the right direction. He's had 5 top 10s for the season. He's fresh off a 5th at the Travelers Championship. You look at the pre-tournament odds, a bit of a drop here into the live market. Now sits at plus 500 at 5-1. So what's gone in favor for Justin Thomas? Well, getting out there to links golf, you have to be a little more creative, a little more imagination. He's thinking golf, not golf swing, and he's getting out of his own way. He looked fantastic cutting an 8 under, bogey-free 62 to lead round 1, and he sits at plus 550. I like that number. I like Justin Thomas. He is all about confidence, and this is what he needed to kickstart him back towards making a run.
Justin Thomas, he's wrapped up round 1, sitting 8 under par. How about Rory McIlroy? Do we expect him to come out and perform here as we get into round 1?
Rory McIlroy was the shortest price at plus 600 thereabouts at the FanDuel Sportsbook. He posed a 5 under par, and he looked tremendous. For Rory McIlroy, he's fresh off a bad beat at that US Open to Bryson DeChambeau, who is your defending champion here at the Renaissance Club. And for Rory McIlroy, this is the kind of ballpark that he can thrive on. He can penetrate that wind, keep it low, take that 2-iron out the bag. I like Rory McIlroy, and given the market movement, we're still getting a decent price. And now that we've seen enough, for a lot of bettors, you want to see how the favorites do through round 1. You really haven't lost a lot of value in the market. So for me, this is absolutely the time to buy in Rory McIlroy. There is no rust. There is motivation, being a week out from the 4th and final major championship. And I'm looking right next door to him on that leaderboard, and it's Tommy Fleetwood in search of that first win on the PGA Tour. He was at plus 600 pre-tournament odds, now sitting at plus 1,200. He also coasts a 5 under par to start things off.
Move on the market before the market moves on you. A perfect time to jump in and bet on the PGA Tour with some great value at plus 1,600. Is that what we're saying for Tommy Fleetwood?
A couple of plus money
All right,
monsters.
let's go.
Tommy Fleetwood in the Scottish Open. Round 1 is almost in the books. Round 2 getting underway later this evening. With that, a little closer, we're getting back to the live racing, and we're getting set for the 3rd from Thistledown, showing 0 minutes to post time. Also showing us the 5 could be very tough to beat in this spot. The 5 currently sitting there at even money. The 2 is a scratch. The 2 will not go here in the 3rd. Taking a look at the conditions, it will be on the distance of a mile, maiden special weight event for the 3-year-olds and up. The 1, Lord Marksman, was the top choice here for yours truly. Currently sitting at 7-2. Looks to be a progressive type. Makes a couple of changes here today. The blinkers come on and runs on Lasix for the first time this afternoon. So I like Lord Marksman, the 1, the inside runner. The 5, the favourite, currently sitting there at even money. That is Charleston. Has had plenty of chances at the level. 7 starts and yet to find that way into the winner's circle. What we saw last down on the 22nd, well, this will be a much significant softer spot. So the step down expected to show a lot of improvement here for the 5 in Charleston at even money. So no surprises there, but I'd still want to see a little something more before we could back with confidence. The talent, the speed that we've seen in the morning works just hasn't translated across to race day, and the outside run of the 6 here at 9-2. Can't You See should be the early speed type of the field. A very competitive one shaping up here for the 3rd from Thistledown. We'll go against the favourite. We'll stick with the inside runner as they move through the loading process. That's the 4 going into line B on notice. One of the bigger prices here for race number 3. In goes the 5, Charleston, expected to be the 1 to beat. And the front runner, the outside runner, the 6. Can't You See? Going to find that way in a position fresh off a runner-up last out. Looking to take a step forward here today.
And they're off. Laura Marksman on the rail with a good start. Beyond Notice is showing speed. Charleston is up front. Can't You See in that front 4, and off the pace is Greer's Ferry. So Beyond Notice will show the way into the clubhouse turn, and Charleston tracks in 2nd. Lord Marksman on the fence is now back to 3rd after breaking alertly. Can't You See is the gray, settling into fourth. And Greer's Ferry watching the action from about 10 lengths behind. Be On Notice. Be On Notice into the backstretch, 5.5 furlongs to go. Charleston is perched on his outside in a great position, sitting second. Lord Marksman on the rail is third. Can't You See is right there fourth. And Greer's Ferry still about 10 lengths back, 4.5 to go. Be On Notice, a half a length now as Charleston turns up the pressure. There goes Charleston. Charleston up alongside Be On Notice, and Charleston sticks his neck in front. Lord Marksman right behind the pair in third. Can't You See Curly racing fourth. And Greer's Ferry now a dozen lengths behind as the pace picks up. 3 furlongs to go. Charleston has made his move, and Charleston leads by 2. Be On Notice trying to hang in tough. And now Lord Marksman has moved off the rail in third. Can't You See is fourth. Greer's Ferry work to do. Charleston opening up at the quarter pole. It's Charleston in front. The lead is now 7 lengths. Lord Marksman up on the outside into second. Be On Notice. Can't You See begins a rail rally, and Greer's Ferry is widest out, but Charleston is well clear. 1 furlong to go for Charleston, and the lead here is 8 lengths. Greer's Ferry on the outside is gaining ground, but it's Charleston in front racing away from this field. This ain't the Ohio Derby today. Charleston is a winner. Vote over second. Lord Marksman outgamed Greer's Ferry. Can't You See ran fourth.
5-1-3, the 5. Charleston gets the win, breaks the maiden in the 8th career start.
The League Best Liberty going up against Angel Reese. I mean, this is a blockbuster matchup in the WNBA. It's the only game of the night, and it is a good one. So what action should we take? We gotta start off with Angel Reese here after that interesting double-double last night to keep her streak going. But here's the thing, she's gonna go under 13.5 points tonight. She is a phenomenal rebounder, as good as it gets, but she's not a good scorer. She has faced the Liberty twice and has gone under this both times. In fact, she has only gone over this in a third of her games this season, so I have a good feeling about New York locking her down. And we're also gonna go with Brianna Stortz to grab 10 rebounds. Trends are working in our favor here. She's gone over this in 3 of her last 4 games. She's been working hard down low right now, and it's paying off. Secondly, she's been great down low against the Sky this year, averaging 12 rebounds per game against them. She works hard to battle with Angel Reese on the glass, and the results speak for itself. And she's also not gonna let a rookie show her up. You can make all of your WNBA bets on the FanDuel Sportsbook app.
Thank you, Allie. The Sky taking on the Liberty in the W. And I've heard you've got a last call in the same game. We're going back-to-back, 2 for 2 in last calls. It was your best bet last night. Where did we land today?
So I like the Liberty, but they're laying 10.5 at home. I don't like that spot. They're 1 apiece here going against the Sky. So we're going to take the Liberty win margin. You'll find win margin under this game in the W coming up this afternoon. You can find significant plus money. So as long as the Liberty win by between 1 and 10 points, we're getting plus 170. And I like the fact that this game looks to be a real arm wrestle. It's going to come down the final couple of possessions, but the Liberty, the class will prevail, and we get that plus money. Where are you going?
The win margin's where to go. I'm going to Wimbledon. We've got the men's semifinals, Medvedev versus Alcaraz. I like Alcaraz to win, but the value's not there. So how am I playing it? First set, the 6 games, I'm saying it's tied 3-3. We're getting this at minus 130. I think it's going to be close. We're going to see a lot of good serves out there on the grass. So I like Alcaraz, though, still as my outright.
I can't believe that. I take you to be more of a Medvedev fan. Ace the third slam. Scan that QR code, head across to the FanDuel Sportsbook. The second week of Wimbledon continues, and so do we on the other side.
You know, if you need a trivia question or little fun fodder, yeah, now you can. I know it was